Hello everyone. In this video, we will discuss the cases and examples and illustrations of hypothesis testing for the one population mean. So for the first case, we have the population standard deviation is known and the population distribution is normal. But this case is usually not realistic because it would be impossible for us to identify the exact value of the population standard deviation. So the formula for the test statistic value is Z equals the sample mean X bar minus the hypothesized value of the population mean divided by the standard error of the mean, which is given by the population standard deviation divided by the square root of the sample size. Now, for case 2, we use this when the population standard deviation is not given or is unknown, and when the sample size is large or greater than or equal to 30. The formula for the test statistic is V equals the sample mean minus the hypothesized value of the population mean divided by the standard error of the mean, which is given by the sample standard deviation S, since the population standard deviation is unknown, divided by the square root of the sample size. Now let us illustrate this case number 2. A random sample of 100 recorded deaths in the United States during the past year showed an average lifespan of 71.8 years with a standard deviation of 8.9 years. Does this seem to indicate that the average lifespan today is greater than 70 years? Let us use the 0.05 level of significance. So in this example, the population of study would be the set of all dead American people. And then the data that we collect from these dead American people is their death age. And in this situation, we obtain a sample of small n equals 100, and we found out that the average death age of these 100 dead Americans is 71.8 years, and the standard deviation of these 100 death ages is S equals 8.9. Now, since the population standard deviation is unknown, then we say that this is case number 2 because the sample size is 100, which is greater than or equal to 30. Now, our level of significance is alpha equals 0.05. Now, in order to test the hypothesis, we need to check what is the claim in this problem. So according from this question, the claim is that the average lifespan today in the United States is greater than 70 years. So that means the population mean mu is greater than 70. Now, since the quantifier used is greater than, it doesn't contain the equal sign, so we will designate it as the alternative hypothesis. And then for the null hypothesis, it must be the complement of this alternative hypothesis, which is the population mean mu is less than or equal to 70. So the 70 here is the hypothesized value of the population mean. So that is our mu sub 0 in the formula of the test statistic value. So in the five-step test of hypothesis, the first step is to formulate our HO and H1, which is what we have done so far in the previous line. So HO is mu is less than or equal to 70, which means that the average lifespan today in the US is not greater than 70 years. And the alternative hypothesis is mu is greater than 70, which means that the average lifespan today in the US is greater than 70 years. And recall that that is our claim. In step one, we will also identify the type of test. So since H1 here contains the greater than symbol, then it's a one-tailed test or a right-tailed test. Right-tailed tests are also referred to as upper tail tests. And then step number two, we identify the level of significance alpha, which is 0.05. Now, since this problem is under case 2, we will use the z-test. So which means that since the test is right tail, we will shade the rightmost part of this v distribution. And then we will get this critical value. So how do we get this critical value? So since the area here at the right side of the critical value is 0.0500, we will get the area to the left side, which is 0.9500. And then we read this from the z table. So which means that we have to find that 0.9500 among the list of the probabilities. Now 0.9500 is not exactly inside this table. No, as you can see here, it is in between 0.9495 and 0.9505. According to the rule that you have learned in the normal distribution, we have to choose the probability that is closest to 0.9500. However, 0.9495 and 0.9505 are both closest to 0.9500. So which means that we will get two z-scores in the following. So the z-score here is the average of 1.64 and 1.65, which is 1.645. So this is our critical region. So that means the critical region states that we will reject HO if the test statistic value V is greater than 1.645. So which means if the test statistic would fall inside this rejection region, then we have to reject the null hypothesis. Now for step 3, we will compute for the test statistic. So using this formula in case number 2, so our x bar is 71.8. Our hypothesized value of the population mean is 70. Our standard deviation is, or sample standard deviation is 8.9, and the sample size is 100. So using our calculators, we compute it as 2.02. Now this 2.02 must be located in our z distribution. So since the critical region here is 1.645, 2.02 is to the right side of 1.645. So which means that our 2.02 is greater than 1.645. So that means we will reject the null hypothesis. And that's our decision for step number 4. So for step 5, for our conclusion, we will base our statement on the position of the plane. So in step number 1, it says that our claim is in H1. And our decision is reject HO. So if we will reject HO, that means there is a reason to believe that our claim is correct. So to write our conclusion, we state it as follows. At the level of significance equal to 0.05, there is sufficient evidence that the average lifespan today in the US is greater than 70 years, which is our claim. Now let's have another example. And the average height of females in the freshman class of a certain college has been 162.5 centimeters. Is there a reason to believe that there has been a change in the average height if a random sample of 50 females in the present freshman class has an average height of 165.2 centimeters and a standard deviation of 6.9 centimeters? Use a 0.02 level of significance. So in this scenario, our population would be all the females, all the freshman females in the certain college. And then our variable of interest would be the heights of these freshman female students. Now, according to the problem, we obtained a sample size of 50 females, and we found out that the average height of these 50 females is x bar equals 165.2. And our standard deviation, or the standard deviation of the heights of these 50 females, is f is equal to 6.9 centimeters. This problem is under case 2 if the population standard deviation is unknown and the sample size of 50 is greater than or equal to 30. So this is again under case number 2. Now let us formulate the null and alternative hypothesis. What is the claim in this problem? So in this problem, it's claimed that there has been a change already in the average height of female students. But to which height are we comparing the changes, in the average height? No? So in the past or past data or past studies, it is known that the average height of females or of these freshman female students is 162.5 centimeters. So if there has been a change now in the average height of freshman female students, then the average height is not anymore equal to 162.5. So this means that this will be placed in our H1 and our HO is the complement of this statement, which is mu is equal to 162.5 centimeters. This is our hypothesized mean value, which is mu sub 0. So step 1, formulate HO and H1, which was done in the previous slide. And then the type of test is two-tailed test because H1 uses the not equal sign. Now for step 2, the level of significance is 0.02. And since the test is two-tailed, we are going to shade both the leftmost and rightmost part of this Z distribution. So the area to the left side of, in the leftmost side is 0.01, and the area to the right side is also 0.01. So this 0.01 is obtained by dividing alpha by 2. So if we are going to read 0.0100 in the Z table, we will get the following Z score. So let us check where is 0.0100 here. In 0.0100 is between 0.0102 and 0.0099. The 0.0100 is closest to 0.0099. And that corresponds to a Z-score of negative 2.33. That's why we have negative 2.33 here. Now, since this Z distribution is symmetric and the areas in both the leftmost and the rightmost sides are the same, then the Z-score here at the right side is just positive 2.33. So since the test is two-tailed, we have reject HO if Z is less than negative 2.33 or Z is greater than 2. 33. Now in step 3, we will compute for the test statistic value using the formula for case 2. So our x bar is 165.2. Hypothesized value of the population mean is 162.5. The sample standard deviation is 6.9. And the sample size is 50. So using our calculators, the test statistic value is 2.77. So going back into the z distribution, 2.77 is to the right of 2.33, which falls under the rejection region or inside the rejection region. So which means our decision in step 4 is to reject HO. Now going back into step number 1, since HO is rejected, then we say that there is sufficient evidence that our claim is correct. So our conclusion would state that at the 0.02 level of significance, there is sufficient evidence that there has been a change in the average heights of freshman female students. Now, both of our examples are under case number 2. Now, we can make use of the PH stat in order to determine the decision of the hypothesis testing. So in example 12.3 earlier about the dead American people, we can make use of PH stat by using one sample tests and then using the test for the mean, sigma is known. So this v test for the mean, sigma is known, will be used if the problem falls under case number 2. Now this pop-up menu will appear and we have to supply the necessary values. Now in the null hypothesis, we have to put the hypothesized value of the mean. So in example 12.3, that's going to be 70. And our level of significance is 0.05. And our population standard deviation. So since the population standard deviation is not given here, we will replace the population standard deviation by the sample standard deviation, which is 8.9. And since our sample statistics are known, we can just supply the sample size, which is 100, and the sample mean, which is 71.8 years. Now, as for the test options, we have to pick the correct type of test. So since the type of test here is a right tail test, then we have to choose the upper tail test. And then we press OK. And then this is the output for example 12.3. So as you can see here, our critical value obtained is 1.645 and the z-test statistic value is 2.02. And our conclusion is to reject the null hypothesis. That is consistent with our computations in example 12.3. So it's 1.645, the critical value, the test statistic value is 2.02, and our decision is reject HO. Now, as for example 12.4, let's go back to the Excel file. So this is example 12.4 about the freshman female students. And then we have PH stat again, use one sample tests, and the z-test for the mean, sigma is known. So in this case, we put 102.5 for the null hypothesis because that's the hypothesized value of the population mean. The level of significance is 0.02. The population standard deviation will be replaced by the sample standard deviation of 6.9. Our sample size is 50, and the sample mean is 165.2. And then since this is a two-tailed test, we have to pick two-tailed test and then press OK. So as you can see, we have two critical values, negative 2.33 and positive 2.33. And our z-test statistic value is 2.77. And our decision is reject HO, which is consistent with what we got in example 12.4. And then we have the third case in hypothesis testing for the one population mean, which is whenever the population standard deviation sigma is unknown, the sample size is less than 30, and this is the formula that we will be using for the test statistics. So we're going to use the t-distribution, and the formula for the test statistic value is the sample mean minus the hypothesized value of the population mean over the sample standard deviation divided by the square root of the sample size, small n. So let's illustrate this with an example. A random sample of 8 students in a certain high school has an average daily study time of 4.2 hours and a standard deviation of 1.4 hours. This is in line with the researchers say that the average daily study time does not exceed 3.5 hours. Use a 0.01 level of significance. So the population of study in this problem is the set of high school students in this school, and then we measure their daily study time in hours. So we took a sample of 8 students, and we found out that the average daily study time of these 8 students is 4.2 hours, and the sample standard deviation is 1.4 hours. So this is under case 3 because the population standard deviation is unknown and our sample size is less than 30. However, the claim states that the average daily study time does not exceed 3.5 hours. So then it does not exceed means it is less than or equal to. And since this includes the equal sign, we will place this in our HO. Our H1 is just the complement of this statement, which is mu is greater than 3.5. So step 1, we formulate the null and alternative hypothesis. That's what we have done so far in the previous slide. And since H1 is greater than, then it must be a one-tailed test or a right-tailed test. So in step 2, our level of significance is 0.01, and we're going to use the t-distribution, and we shade the rightmost part of this t-distribution. And then we will get the critical value. But recall that whenever we get the critical value, or whenever we read from the t-distribution, we have to solve for the degrees of freedom. So this degrees of freedom is n minus 1, and in this case, it's 8 minus 1 equals 7. So we have to read zero point zero 0.01 and degrees of freedom 7 from our t-distribution table. So zero point zero 0.01 and then 7, and that's 2.9980 or 2.998. So which means our critical region is reject HO if T is greater than 2.998. So for step 3, we compute for the test statistic value. X bar is 4.2. The hypothesized value of the population mean is 3.5. The sample standard deviation is 1.4. And the sample size is 8. So using our calculators, we get 1.41. And from the t-distribution, 1.41 is to the left side of 2.998, which is in the non-rejection region. So that means our decision is do not reject HO. So going back into our step 1, that means our HO is not rejected. And that is our claim. So which means that we have sufficient evidence to say that the average daily study time of high school students does not exceed 3.5 hours. So our conclusion is stated as the 0.01 level of significance, there is sufficient evidence that the average daily study time does not exceed 3.5 hours. Now for TH stat, example 12.5, would make use of the one sample test, and the t-test for the mean sigma is unknown. So in here, the null hypothesis will be 3.5. The level of significance is 0.01. Our sample size is 8. Our sample mean is 4.2 hours, and our sample standard deviation is 1.4 hours. And since the test is right tail, we will take upper tail test and then click OK. As you can see, our values in the PH stat is consistent also with our computations. It was 2.998, that's the critical value. We got 1.41 for the t-test statistic value. And our conclusion is do not reject the null hypothesis. So this ends the video about hypothesis test for the one population. Thank you for listening.